Hey everyone, I hope you're having a good weekend. I'm going to be going over what's going on in week 5. So this is our last full week of the course since the last day of classes is next Monday. And just so you know, we do not have a final in the class. Instead, you have a final reflection, which you will see is due on the Monday the 22nd, so the last day of class. So let's go to week 5. And this week we are focused on fixing up the Reader's Guide drafts that you turned in on Friday, and then adding the final piece, which is this projected inquiry. So I'll talk about that in a minute. So as I was reading through the Reader's Guide drafts that were turned in on Friday, in order to get a quick turnaround, I take notes on things that I am noticing about the drafts. So what you're going to do is look through my general comments and think about which of these apply to your own draft. So I've broken them down by section, and in the editor's intro, I've broken it down by those 3 sections, and then also in terms of organization, collection of sources, and glossary. So with this page here, my general comments on Reader's Guide drafts, you're going to use those for your peer response. So you'll see for the peer response on Monday that you'll use this Reader's Guide checklist. And if you're not able to see it, I must not be logged in to my UNC Google account. Just click here and it will take you to the Reader's Guide checklist. So this is really a kind of a rubric for everything that needs to be in the Reader's Guide. So it's a good way to check your own draft, also check the draft that you are doing a peer review of. By the time that you turn this in on Friday, turn in your final draft, you should be able to click off every one of these check marks. Okay, so on Monday as well, you are turning in a draft of the editor's projected inquiry. So this projected inquiry is like you're projecting into the future. If you had more time with this assignment, if you had more time with your topic, what direction would you take it next? So what aspect of your topic has most interested you? So please make sure that you click on this assignment and read it over. So it's thinking about if you had another semester to work on your topic, what direction would you take it in? So you're showing how you come up with a new question that you have about your topic. And you're showing evidence from your sources. So you are not going out and doing more research. You are just using the research you've already done to say, hey, here's what I have so far. And this is why these sources or this particular source made me think of a new direction I would like to take my topic if I had more time. So you're going to use Google Drawings, and I have a tutorial for that. Make sure that you're doing the infographic in your folder, and then you will eventually move it to the Reader's Guide draft later this week. But you can see this is the original question that they have, and then their new guiding question. So we can see it becomes a little bit more specific. So you want your new question to be different from the original question that you have been researching. Okay, so that infographic you will have in your folder so your group can look at it, and then you'll download it as a JPEG and submit it to this assignment. Tuesday, you're going to do a peer response to those projected inquiry drafts. You're going to do a Reader's Guide revision plan, and then this is an optional introduction to proofreading and editing if you would like to do that. If you don't do it, you will not receive a 0. You will just not receive a grade for that assignment, so it won't affect you either way. On Wednesday and Thursday, you're still, even though it doesn't say it on here, you're still working towards finishing that Reader's Guide draft, which is due by the end of the day on Friday. So you're turning that in, and you'll see the instructions are to download it as a PDF. And before you submit it, please make sure you go through those 3 items here. Those are resources that are meant to help you make sure that you are, you've got everything that you need in the assignment. So we've got on Wednesday adding that projected inquiry to the reader's guide. You'll see this checklist again. Thursday, you do not need to turn in the final reflection assignment. You are looking at it to see if you have any questions. You'll see that it is due next Monday. And again, that acts as our final in the class. And then you also have this research and writing group participation evaluation. So this is where you are giving a engagement score to each member of your research and writing group from this summer course. So you just need to put down their name and a number. They will not see what score you gave them. Instead, they will see an average of how their group scored them, okay? So you do not need to offer an explanation either. You just, this is a practice in academic honesty. You want to think about how engaged each person was in giving feedback for peer reviews and rate them accordingly. And then you should have received an email with course evaluations as well. Please make sure that you fill that out. And that's it. So I'm not going to do a video for next Sunday since we don't have a lot of assignments next week, just that final reflection assignment. So please do make sure that you look at it and post any questions that you have this week to the Ask Professor forum, and I will answer those. So have a good rest of your weekend and good week next week, and you are nearly done.